With the way the world functions these days, I can see why more and more people are feeling anxious and depressed and really, upset and unable to function. Their pain is very valid, their fears are valid, because a lot of real problems are occurring to a lot of people, right? But the one thing that I simply cannot get on board with is this idea that a lot of adults have, that they need to be brutally honest with children about how horrible the world is. And I don't mean these adults are not just telling children what is going on, because informing children that this is happening in the world is a great thing. They have to be informed, right? But what these parents and these adults do, it's not always parents. Sometimes it's teachers, sometimes it's family members, sometimes it's an older cousin. What they'll do is, they'll make it seem like being hopeful and being optimistic about the future is some kind of immaturity. So when a little child comes up, or a teenager even, when they come up with this is what I want to do when I grow up, or I'm hoping that I'll be able to accomplish this, or something when the child says, and this adult, this person is all like, yeah, you have to be practical, okay? None of this is going to work in the real world. Or when the child is like, I'm really struggling, I'm having a hard time coping with studies and coping with all the pressure that's being put on me, and then the adult is like, what do you know about pressure? What do you know about responsibilities? This is your childhood, this is the time when you don't have responsibilities, so enjoy it, because once you're out of college, then it's all downhill. Then it's all you'll have real adult responsibilities, and then you're going to be miserable. So enjoy your free life while you can. What a horrible thing to say to a child, man. Because we think that children are free, but imagine this for a second. Most children in our society today, they have every single minute accounted for. From this time to this time they'll be in school, from this time to this time they'll be at tuition, then this time to this time they'll be doing homework, then some parents, they'll push the child to get medals and awards in extracurricular activities, so then they have to go for that. Then there will be other responsibilities in maybe their places of worship, maybe in a club they are part of. So there is an entire list of things that they have to accomplish daily, and then there is a certain time for them to sleep. In many households, children don't even get to decide what they wear. Parents will pick out their clothes for them. Parents will decide what school they go to. Parents will decide what sort of friends they have, where they live, where they go. So literally every movement of theirs is controlled by somebody else. Is that a life of freedom? Definitely not, right? So what a lot of children do in such a situation where this kind of restriction is also there, and I'm not talking about the basic restrictions you need to keep children safe. I'm talking about this kind of control. So they're being controlled, and then they also have to perform. They have to be the parent's trophy. They have to make the parent look good in front of other people. They have to make the parent feel good about themselves. They have to modulate their behavior so that they don't anger their parents. They have to whatever they want to do, they have to do it in secret, because if they do it openly, then somehow parents just cannot stand them having fun. So many children are going through things like this. Okay, they are living a life full of really horrible responsibilities and too much control. So then what they'll do is, they'll fantasize, they'll think about a day where they'll be free of all this. They'll think about their adulthood. They'll think about how they can earn money, and then they can live by themselves, and they can enjoy being an adult who has free will, an adult who is able to decide things for themselves. So they look forward to that. So at that point, some adult comes in and says, oh, adult life is all miserable, there is nothing good about it, there is nothing to be hopeful for, so now you just you be happy now. Whatever you're getting now, this is the good life. How do you think these children feel? So I understand that being an adult is not an easy thing. Having to take responsibility for yourself and for other people in your family, having to like go to a job, get things done, all of this, like it takes up a lot of time, and I know it's not an easy task. But then telling children that adulthood is all misery and drudgery and pain is not going to give them any motivation to like work hard or live well. It's not going to give them any motivation to like try to get where they want to go. What we need to do as adults is, first of all, we need to understand that always being miserable, always being just sad, and always looking at the dark side of things in the name of realism, that is not maturity. We seem to think of that as some sort of intellectualism, and we teach children that as well. But that's not true. Okay? So, always being miserable, always being unhappy, that is not some mark of being an adult. Hope, optimism, happiness, excitement, these things are not childish. These are not kiddish things. If you feel like being hopeful or being happy or getting excited about things is kiddish, then maybe take a look at the people that you surround yourself with. Because if you are in a place where the people are not so open, where you don't have the space to really be yourself, then of course adulthood can feel like a big miserable existence, right? You don't like your job, you don't like the people you live with, you don't like your friends. Of course it feels miserable. But then don't give children this impression that that is what adulthood is all about. It's not. So even if as an adult you are having a really, really tough time, you're having a horrible time, you're not able to find anything good in your life right now, please don't take it out on children. Don't try to bring children into that way of thinking, because they need optimism if they have to survive the childhood that we as adults impose on them in our current society. If they don't have anything to look forward to, then why would they even have the motivation to live? So, when we meet children and they come up to us with some sort of, excitement, please don't pour cold water on their excitement and on their optimism. Let them be optimistic. Let them be hopeful. There's nothing immature about it. Hope and optimism will take them a long way. Of course, telling them about the realities of life is not wrong. But don't make it seem like reality is just pain and misery. Because there is hope and joy and happiness in reality too. And our children can find that silver lining if we allow them to.